Hello everyone, my name is Vatista. Today I'm gonna be going over Vatista here. I wanted to do this for a while, and I wanted to go over how you play her and how you use her while she's by herself. So the way you have to use her, you have to use her by like doing this a lot and just keeping them away from you, basically. So if you have Vatista on by herself, you mostly have to play with her like this and keep them away from you, and keep like throwing out stuff and get close as possible like this, then get close and attack like that. It's only if you like by yourself. And if they were, let's see if they were to like jump, if they're jumping a lot. If they're jumping and blocking, well, by doing that, if they're doing that, you can get close to them and just TP. Because you can't block and DP at the same time. I mean you can't block a DP while you're blocking this. So if they're jumping and blocking, just do that. Because they can't block that in the air. But this is what you can do if you see someone doing this to you. If they keep jumping, just do that. Then you can like do this to space outing. Like say if you go to jump choice, you just do that. Then keep your distance. And that's how you play with her if she's like by herself and all. Okay, now say if you want to attack and engage in battle. So normally what I do is you can do this. I mean, well, not that. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But if you were to engage in battle, you can like do stuff like this. Like to space out yourself. So stuff like that. Space yourself out. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing this, because what happens is, if you do this too much, what they will do is, if you do it too much, the player, could push block you, and you would be wide open for attack, like this. And you would have no way of blocking. Once you're doing this, you're kind of wide open. You'll be pretty much wide open, so you have to be careful if you do this too much. So, what you could do is you could like, well that's safe on hit, by the way, but take you off of that. There you go. So, what you could do is, you could like mix up your opponent, like her first hit is jump cancelable, so as this is jump cancel as well. So, what you could do, actually this used to be jump cancelable, if I remember correctly, that used to be jump cancelable on hit, on block, but it's not. Take this off. So what you could do is, if someone knows what you're gonna do, you're gonna block. So you could do this, and you can quickly get a combo just like that. You have to be really fast though, but you can do that. Or, if you don't want to do that, you could do this, and just do that instead. Which is safe if you block it. It is safe, so... and this is safe too as well. If you get hit, if someone tries to hit you, this is safe too as well. But yeah, just be careful when you're engaging. If you're playing against somebody competitively, I would recommend, like, do the best that you can in push blocking people the best you can, because if you can push block, you can like do this, or maybe like super them, or like you could like I don't know, like do your best that you can with her. Because remember, if you see someone jumping, just do that. But if you're fighting someone competitively, just push block and keep them away from you. Because you don't want them close to you. If they get close to you, then you kinda have to wait until they're done attacking, because most people, most competitive players, would like to tap you. They would just tap you just like this, because they want you to DP. This is like a panic DP, they want you to DP. So you just have to be careful when you're fighting against competitive people. But if you're playing against someone casually, then you shouldn't have that much of a problem. Just keep them away from you at all times. Then get close, but not too close if you feel like they're gonna DP at you, or if you feel like they're gonna wall super you. Then just stay low. And luckily, since vatista is small, she can't really get hit by other characters. Just like Wagner, for example. Wagner can't hit vatista. In one of his moves, he can't hit her. I'll show you. See? Wagner can't hit her, so some characters are unable to hit vatista because she is small. Because, well, height difference. So she's very small, so she can't really get hit. So I would recommend using that as to your advantage. Since she's so small, some characters won't be able to hit her, so I would recommend using that into your advantage and getting the upper hand on your opponent. And another thing you can do, you could also do this too as well. You can also do that too, if they're blocking. If they want to stay in block, you can do this. And then quickly grab them. Or you can do this either too. Just jump and attack. Quickly, whatever you want to do. But you can also do that too. It's not really fast though. But you kinda have to do that too. But you can do either one you want. Doesn't matter. I think I went over all the other stuff you can do. Oh yeah, I forgot. She has this now. So what you can do with this... honestly, I haven't really used this much. Cause I don't know what to really use it for. But what you could do with this is, if someone gets close to you, you could do this. That's not what I want to do. You could do this. And say they want to get close but you're sitting right by it. And if they try to attack you, you can just do this to activate it, and it covers a pretty good range. Yeah, it covers a lot of range, so if they try to get close and you poke at it, they'll get hit and you can do a combo right after. Too as well, but it costs 1 meter though. So yeah, keep that in mind. But it's really good for spacing. If you want space out the character or the player, that's good for that too. If you want to space them out and whatever. And you can also use this too as well. Say if you were in Resonance Blaze and you have a lot of meter, if you want to keep them at bay, you can also use this too as well. I mean, I haven't been really using it, but it's really fast and it's really good too. But yeah, that's how you should play vatista while she's by herself. When she's by herself, she's really good by herself in my opinion. She's really good. You just have to be careful on what you do. Just be careful, but otherwise she's really good by herself. And she's also really good while she has her teammate. I'll go over that in a minute, but She's really, really good while she's by herself. Alright, let's go over Batista's, teammate assist. So, Batista is pretty much good with anybody. But to me, in my opinion, I feel like she's really good with characters like Carmine, I guess, New 13, some other characters that complements Batista well. But to me, for me, Batista and Carmine look pretty good together. Because I did like a ton of stuff with this team, and all the stuff they can do together. And I'll show you that like right now. I'll show like a few little combos I did with them. But yeah, you can do like stuff like that. I'm not really good at mix-ups like that, but you can do stuff like that with this team. It's really fun. Yeah, she's really good when she's by herself or with a partner. She's good either way. And it just depends on how you use this character. Because everyone uses characters differently. But for Batista, you just pretty much have to play offensive and be a zoner. You have to do both. You have to do what's best for the character. Like, you have to do what Batista would feel. Like, how would she feel in a certain, position when you're fighting against another character? You pretty much have to be in Batista's mindset on what she wants to do, on how she wants to perceive things, basically. Well, that's how I feel. But yeah, you pretty much just have to do this. If they jump, you do this. If they try to bait you, just wait it out. Don't do anything, just wait it out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just be careful on what you do and you'll win, basically. It's not that hard. Well yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.